this is Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and my project today is a door hanger. I used a Ghoulish Goodies stamp set, the Banners Pick-a-Punch, and Plaid Tidings Designer Series paper, and a lot of the layering circle dies, and the metallic mesh ribbon, which I love. Okay, so we're going to start with our piece of basic black that is 9 inches by 7 1/4 inches. And I'm going to get the Simply score. And we're going to score on the 9-inch side first. And we're going to score at 1/2. Oh, goodness, that's all right. 1/2, 3 1/2, 4 3/4, and 7 3/4. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it this way to the 7 1/4 inch side. And we're going to score first at 1 1/4 all the way down. And then if you don't mind having a line here under the paper, you can just score all the way. But I'm going to stop. I'll show you what I'm going to do. So we're going to score at 4 1/4 to the 3rd score line. So this is 1, 2, right to here. Because this is going to be our back, so I'm going to leave that without a score. If you don't mind, you can score all the way down at 4 1/4. Now we're going to turn it 180 degrees, and we're going to score at 3 just to this first score line. Okay? And that's that. Okay, and I'm going to fold and burnish. Now we're not going to fold the ones that are partially scored, just everything else. And we're going to put it down with the skinniest rectangle to the left. And this is what we want to do. All right. So we're going to get rid of a bunch. This one, this one, this one, this skinny rectangle, and this one. And then the rest we're just going to cut up. All right. So let's start with the skinny rectangle on the left-hand side, and we're going to take out the bottom one and wedge up on the piece above it. And then on the rest of the bottom, what we're going to do is keep the rectangle straight and just take a little wedge out of the squares. Okay, now we're going to turn it 180, and now we have the skinny rectangle on the right-hand side. Okay, and we're going to take out this large rectangle on the bottom left. Only up, we're going to cut out what's below this score line here. Okay, we're going to leave this one alone because this is our backing. And then we're going to take out this rectangle, this big square, and this skinny rectangle. And you can do this on your trimmer if you want just perfectly straight lines. Mine are pretty straight, but on occasion they wiggle a little bit. Okay, and you can save this piece, which I drew on, but you can save it to use for one of the circles we're going to cut out. Okay, Now, turn it again so that your skinny rectangle is on the right hand side. Okay, because we have to put some things on here before we cut the hole. So we need some Designer Series paper. And this piece here is 5 3/4 by 2 3/4. We really don't need it. So if you only have a scrap, just make sure that it goes at least an inch below the sides. So at least to there. Or if you don't mind, you don't have to put anything there, or you can put it right to that if that's all the scrap you have, because I know we get a lot of scraps with the 6 by 6 paper. And this is from the Plaid Tidings set. All right, so I'm going to put this on. Now, it's important that that one goes on the inside. Okay, so with the skinny rectangle to the right and all of the loose flaps on the bottom. Okay, so we're going to get my seal out. And I'm going to put, just because we're going to cut a circle out of it, I'm going to put one in the middle and one extra one right there. Okay. Oh, I forgot something. We want to cut this and this with our detail trio punch. Oh, Lordy. Oh, and this. So you want to just round your corners. Alright, now back to the open. This is the part that's going to be facing us, but it's on the other side from where we're going to put the rest of the Designer Series paper. So now we're ready here with this. Alright, and then we're going to flip it over like this, and that's where the rest of our Designer Series paper comes in. Okay, so I'm going to tell you all your DSPs. You need one piece that is 5 3/4 by 2 3/4, but you could do it shorter if you just have that. You need one piece that is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and two that are 2 3/4 by 1 inch. Alright, so we're going to flip this over, and we're going to put the 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 piece. Now the skinny rectangle's on the left hand side again with the flaps on the bottom. And we're going to put this right here. And then the two 1 inch wide pieces we're going to put here and here. Now comes the layering circle dies. We need a whole bunch. Now this one here we're going to use for right there. And this one is about, oops, about 2 1/8. The one that is the smooth one that is about 2 1/8. And that's what we're going to use. I cut 2 just in case. I'm going to use for our stamping. And we're also going to use it to cut the hole for the door. All right. I need a piece. There we go. And I will be right back. Okay, and what I did to cut this is I put the die on there, and then I just, whoopsie, got a little glue there. I just folded this over so that it would fit down the 6-inch platform. All right. So I'm just gonna pull that off, and then this you could just save for another project if you want to. Oopsie. All right, now we need a piece of basic black, and I cut it with the circle from the layering circle dies that is approximately 2, I'd say a little less than 2.5, but technically it's 2 7/16. But I could be a little bit crooked, but I think that's right. Okay, and I cut it out with that first. Okay, and then I put the circle that we used for this, which was 2 1/8, and I put that right in the middle. I did this one a little off, but it's okay. And I put it in the middle of that larger circle of basic black, and I ran it through like this, and then it gives us a nice ring to kind of finish off the open circle. So I'm just going to get my silicone mat and my glue. I'm just going to put a little bit around the back side. Okay. And then that goes right around there, just like that. Okay, so that's that part, and I'm just going to run this to pick up any extra glue there. Okay, so that's the box part that we have done. Okay, now we're going to put some tear and tape right here. And I finally ran out. My last video, that was the last little bit on this area of my room that I had. Okay. That over and flip the other side to meet it. Now this is going to be our front, so this is the flap we want to put the adhesive on. So then we're going to square it up, put the side flaps in and the back flap, and then the front flap down. And I'm going to use my take your pick tool, and I'm going to just press down on the inside just to make sure the glue is attached to everything. Okay, now that our box is all put together, we need some more of the layering circle dies. Okay, so we need 2 of the scallop circles. They fit right inside each other. One of them is about, the smaller one is about 2 1/4, and the larger one is about 2 1/2, maybe a smidge more than 2 1/2. All right, so we need to cut the smaller scallop circle out of pumpkin pie and the larger one out of basic black. Okay, and now we need a piece of from the same circle that we cut in the back, and I already stamped from the Ghoulish Goodies the bird cage, and again this one was about 2 1/8. Okay, so that's done. And then you need a strip of basic black that is 7/8 and one that is 3/4. Okay, and on this one, yes, I stamped the Ghoulish Goodies on that too. It says Ghoulish Goodies, and it is Ghoulish Goodies is the name of the stamp set. That's why I got confused. Okay, so for this, let's do this first. I took some liquid glue again, and I glued the image to the pumpkin pie scallop, because it's just a little tiny border of scallop on that. And then I took some dimensionals and I put it onto the black scallop. And you can make them whatever size you like on the front. You don't have to use the exact scallop sizes that I used. And then I'm just going to center this on the black scallop with the dimensionals. And then I'm just going to put it on top of the box with dimensionals also. And I'll probably put 3 on this one because it's bigger. Okay, and I'm just going to center this right like that. Good. Just put my hand in there. Now we're done with all these circles. Alrighty. Now for the sentiment, I stamped on it already, and I am going to round. Did I round the edges? No, I did not. So I rounded the edges of this, which it comes out pretty cool, but let me show you on this side. I just put both sides in like this. Nope, didn't get it. It's not going to work on this. Oh, I got glue in there from my last one. Shoot, let's see. There we go. Okay, so you get this edge. Alrighty. You don't have to do this. I just made it so that this was rounded. I liked it better than a sharp edge there, but it's really pretty unnecessary. It's just some OCD of mine. Okay, I'm just going to make this straight again. Okay. And now we're going to glue the Ghoulish Goodies flush up to the edge of the black, basic black, okay, the pumpkin pie, with liquid glue again. And it's just a tiny, tiny bit of black shows on either side, top or bottom of it. Okay. Alrighty, and now I'm going to use the Banner's Pick a Punch. And I'm going to put it in the flagged, the inner flag. I'm going to put it in. As long as your black piece is long. If it isn't, you're going to have to wrap a Post-it note around it to make it long enough to stick in, but this is long now. And I'm going to put it in there. And it's not the exact, because it's 7/8, it's not exactly 1 inch. So we're just going to eyeball it back here. It doesn't have to be perfect. And there you go, you have your flag. All right, and then I'm going to cut the black off right where the pumpkin pie is. Now you don't have to go through all this if you don't want to. You can just put a simple thing with a simple sentiment on it. And then now, now I need this. Okay, so we want to round these 2 corners here. It's really, you really don't have to do this. But, okay, I'm just going to make this long so that I can round the corners, just so that I can hang on to it. And hopefully this will work. Nope, it did not. That one did. Well, it's all right. Let me try one more time. So my advice is don't, or just cut it by hand. Yeah, that's all right. It'll be hidden behind the bow anyway, so I don't know why I really put you through that. Sorry about that. Okay, I need the hole punch, and I'm just going to even this out because I messed with it. Okay. I just figured it would match the nice round edges of this, but it's okay. You don't have to do it. And I have I believe this is a 1/8, or no, this is a 1/16 maybe. Yeah, it's a 1/16 hole punch. And I put a little hole in the top, which I didn't need. Okay. I'm so sorry. You could tie it onto the bow. I didn't tie it. I decided not to, and I was going to tell you don't bother with that. But you can take a little bit of twine and just tie it on the bow right there. But what I did is I used some metallic mesh ribbon, and I just made a bow. I didn't tie it on because then it flips all different ways, so I just made a bow. Okay. Alrighty. And I got my glue dots, and I just put 2 on the back. I decided, yeah, this is the side I want, so I'll put them on the back like that. And you could probably get away with 1, but since it's going to go on a doorknob, I'm going to put 2, just to keep it extra safe staying on. And I just popped it right in the middle. And don't punch it out unless you're going to tie it. And then I just kind of stuck it in there with some liquid glue. And I'm just going to pop it right in here like that. Just kind of where the bow, the section where the bow doesn't really cover it. And then I use some iridescent pearls. And I put one right up there next to the sentiment. And I put one right at the top of the bird cage. And let's see. Then for the candies, in this one fits a Twix bar, a Hershey. These are all from the 6-packs that you get at, I get them at Dollar Tree, but I believe they have them at Walmart and Target also. So there was a Twix, a Hershey bar, a Kit Kat, a box of dots, and a Nestle Crunch. That all fit in there. Okay, and in this one, I'm going to put a little moon pie that is also from Dollar Tree. They sell them, they might sell these in Walmart also, but these are the minis, and they come in 6 mini pies for $1. I already ate one. Okay, and they fit right in there. And I also put in there with that the Kool-Aid popping candy will fit, and the Pop Rocks will fit. You could squeeze, they will all fit, but if you only want to put one, it's perfect too. All right. Thank you so much for coming by today. I appreciate it. If you would like to buy any of the materials that I used in this video, you can shop at the address at the top of the screen. That is katherinetiemann.stampinup.net. And I would love it if you would subscribe. And if you liked this project, hit the like button. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. Bye.